Do you have what it takes? I'm Natalie Dawson, and over the last 5 years, I've grown a business from zero in revenue to generating $125 million in revenue this year. And I work with tens of thousands of business owners who are striving to create the business of their dreams, who are striving to grow their organization. And they oftentimes ask me in very transparent and honest moments, do I have what it takes? And the only person who knows if you have what it takes is you. But these are the questions that I've asked myself and the ways that I've pushed myself in order to understand if I have what it takes. And if in that moment I find out that I don't have what it takes, how do I create the person that I need to become in order to have what it takes? Because I believe that any business owner can have massive success. Today, you might not have the skills, you might not have the experience, you might not have the knowledge to get to where you want to go, but you can create those things. And so I would ask these 5 questions if you are struggling and maybe doubting yourself or feeling a little bit of imposter syndrome about whether or not you have what it takes to grow your business. The first question, can you trust yourself? If you are asking your clients, your team members, your future partners to trust you in your business endeavor, the first person that you have to convince to trust you is you. Do you follow through on the promises that you make to yourself? That is the single greatest way to create trust. If you are not able to do the things that you say that you're going to do, of course you're gonna have low trust in yourself. If you tell yourself, I'm gonna wake up every morning next week at 5 o'clock, I'm going to work out, I'm going to get all of my emails done, and I'm gonna be prepared for my day to show up at the office at 8 a.m. And then Monday rolls around and you don't do it and you sleep in. And Tuesday rolls around and you don't do it and you sleep in. And Wednesday rolls around and you sleep in and you don't do it. You will not trust yourself. So of course your team isn't going to trust you. Of course you're not going to find great people who want to help you and build this business with you. Of course you're not going to find clients who are able to pay what you're worth because you don't know and value what you're worth because you can't actually trust yourself. So the first place that I would really look is inward. Can you trust yourself? And if you can't, how can you start making a different decision today to start keeping the promises that you make to yourself? You trusting you is invaluable in creating a business because you are asking others to trust you. And there's going to be this natural hesitancy if you don't trust yourself when you ask other people to trust you. So when you make a promise to yourself, keep that promise. Not for somebody else, but for you, because that is the foundation of having self-confidence. The second question, what actions can you take? I work with so many business owners who love to learn all about business. They're watching the YouTube video, they're listening to podcasts, they're subscribed to all different channels, and yet they are paralyzed when it comes to taking action. They prefer learning over the doing. And so to get out of this trap, you have to start taking action. So the question is, what actions can you take today? Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not what planning am I going to do? What actions can you take today? Can you call a customer? Can you follow up with a potential partner? Can you reach out to a potential team member that you've been wanting to bring into your organization? What actions can you take today? The more you take action and the less that you prioritize learning, the more you will learn and the faster you will be able to implement the learning because you're going to need the learning as quickly as possible because you're taking so much action. Don't get caught in the learning trap. Yes, it's great that you're watching this video. I'm happy you're here. But after this video is done, get off your butt, get off of whatever it is that you're doing and actually take action to start implementing. The next question you should ask yourself is, what is your competition unwilling to do? You can make great strides in taking over market share when you really look critically at what your competition is currently doing. And based off of what they're doing, what are they not willing to do? What level of customer service are they not willing to provide? Because in their minds, it's not scalable. What additional areas can you provide value in that other people simply can't just due to the fact that they might be bigger than you? I find a lot of small business owners really get caught in this trap because they think of these larger organizations as having so many more resources than them and they can't possibly compete, but you can compete with larger organizations. And the way that you do that is doing the things that might not scale for them because they're too big. They can't take the time to have the one-on-one conversations with clients. They can't take the time to really service and properly survey and get the data that they need from these one-to-one interactions. That is your superpower as a small business. You can over-index in servicing and really understanding what your target customers' key concerns are in a way that a larger business can never. In our business, we are competing against people like McKinsey and other consulting groups that cannot offer a small business the service deliverable that we offer without charging them $1 million plus. So what we're able to do is specifically target smaller businesses that could never get access or afford a consulting firm like the bigger organizations, because we're bringing that large data that is difficult to give to a small business to the small business owner. This has meant that we've had to invest millions of dollars in data and infrastructure in order to provide this deliverable, but nobody else is able to do this because we are willing to do what other organizations aren't by forward investing into our systems and our processes and our data so that we can deliver to our clients. McKinsey is never going to go after the small business owner because it's not scalable for them. We will, because we are passionate about equipping small business owners with the data and information that larger organizations have that they just don't have access to because they can't afford that level of information. Never get caught in this trap of thinking that your competition is able and willing to do more, because when you really look at their service deliverable, you can find ways that you can outcompete, outlast, and win the customer in the process. Whenever I'm feeling particularly unmotivated and uninspired, the question that I ask myself is, am I committed or am I a complainer? And as soon as I ask myself that question, I kick myself into high gear because I am unwilling to be a complainer. Who wants to be a freaking complainer? I don't think anybody wants to be a complainer, and yet so many people spend so much time complaining instead of getting the results that they want and putting the action and attention into where they want to go. So are you committed or are you a complainer? Ask yourself this if you are really struggling with actually putting the activity into your goals. And the single most important question that I ask myself multiple times on a daily basis is, what is my target? Whenever I don't feel like it, whenever I'm not interested in reading the spreadsheet or doing the YouTube video or having the meeting or talking to the potential client, I ask myself, Natalie, what is my target? Even before doing the shoot, I'm like, I don't want to be here. It is a Sunday morning. There are so many other things that I could be doing. There's attention that I could be paying to all sorts of areas of my life. But instead of doing those things, I remind myself, what is my target? Well, my target is to get in front of business owners who need the products and services that we have and the information that I'm able to share and to help them. That is my target. I want to impact the lives of 1 million business owners. And I can't do that from my house, in my bed, watching Netflix. I can't do that at a family brunch on a Sunday afternoon. The only way that I can do that is through creating awesome content that adds value to business owners so that they can understand how they can grow and scale. So when you remind yourself what your target is, it gets you out of thinking that what you're doing is enough. It gets you out of thinking that you're okay and that everything is going great, because the reality is your target is likely higher than what your current output is. I know that's the case for me. My target for my business is so much greater than what my business is currently doing. So whenever I don't feel like it, whenever I don't want to, whenever I'm just in the worst mood and not excited, I remind myself, Natalie, what's the target? Oh yeah, you want to become somebody. Oh yeah, you want to be able to build a great business. Oh yeah, you want to service these clients. Oh yeah, you want to get out of your own way to actually achieve your goals and fulfill your potential. So my question for you today is, what is your target? I would love to know in the comments, what is your target for your business this year? Let me know, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.